What's good, you guys? It's a girl Leo FX, and I'm back with another banger. I hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to the Sunday market breakdown, and we are gonna start on the weekly time frame on the DXY. So, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright, guys. So right now we are on the monthly time frame on the DXY, and when I start my trend line from this point all the way to this point, you guys can clearly see that the DXY is actually in a bullish market, right? In a bullish trend. So it's a bullish market, and it has been bullish ever since it has been bullish ever since 2008, right? So now that we know that we are dealing with a bullish trend, or with a bullish market rather, let's scale down to the weekly time frame. Alright guys, so now we are on the weekly time frame, and I'm just gonna delete the trend line. But before deleting the trend line, I want you guys to see something. On the weekly time frame, we do have this downtrend starting it from that point, and it has two touches, right? Even if I can just decide to clone it, you guys can see that we do have that bullish flag, right? This is a bullish flag because we do have an impulse, and this entire move here is a correction, right? So we also have this double bottom here. That clearly means that we will be expecting the DXY to continue moving to the upside to create another impulsive move, or a continuation, whatever you guys want to call it, right? So this is how I literally trade each and every single day, right? This is how I analyze the market. I want to see the overall direction before making any decisions, right? Focusing on the current market price, now that we know what we are dealing with, we do have this triple bottom on the weekly time frame. And switching over to the line chart, I can also see that we have, I think I'm just gonna use this one instead because it has quite a lot of touches than this one, right? So when I focus on this one right here, this level, it has quite a lot of touches, you guys. As you guys can see, we do have a touch here, we do have a touch here, we have a touch here, another touch here, and now we'll be expecting another touch here, and then I'll be expecting price to continue moving to the upside, right? So let me go back to the candlestick chart, and yeah guys, not only that, we also have a trend line here, and if I just drag it all the way to this point, you guys will see that we also have this beautiful breakout right here, breakout of the trend line, and now we are expecting price to give us a retest and continue moving to the upside, right? So this is the weekly time frame. Now we can gladly go to the daily and see what it has in store for us. So on the daily time frame, all right, on the daily time frame guys, I will just adjust everything, like the zones and stuff like that, right? So I'm just gonna leave the zone as it is. I'm not gonna touch it, right? So on the daily time frame, I can see that we do have this uptrend, sorry. We do have this beautiful uptrend here that has two touches. Hey bro, you in munch. We do have this beautiful uptrend which has two touches, right? So we will be expecting another touch here. As you guys can see that when the market closed on Friday, it gave us like, it was starting to lose momentum, right? Because it was now approaching our area or point of interest, right? So on the DXY, we'll be expecting a third touch of the trend line and also a retest of the zone so that price can continue moving to the upside, like I said, from the bigger time frame, right? So I'm just gonna clone this. So I'm just gonna clone this trend line just for the sake of like the video. So yeah, this is what I'm currently expecting on the DXY, and you guys can clearly see that even on the 4-hour we have lost momentum, right? So yeah guys, that's what I'll be expecting on the DXY on this upcoming week, right? So let's move to other pairs. We are on the monthly time frame on Euro USD, and wow, and when I start my trend from this point and drag it all the way to that point, you guys can clearly see that we do have a breakout and a retest, right? So that clearly means that Euro USD will start selling all the way to this point, hopefully, right? And just for the sake of market structure, you guys can see that we did have this high and we had this low, and then the market created a higher high and a higher low, a higher high and a higher low, but the market couldn't create a new high that is higher than this previous high, but instead it kept on moving to the downside, creating lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs up until this point, right? And then it came back and created another higher low. It came back here and created another higher low, and this was its opportunity to actually continue moving to the upside to create another high, but instead it just continued with the downtrend and it created this low that is lower than these previous lows, right? Which is a lower low, and now it has created a lower high. So that clearly means that we will be expecting Euro USD to continue moving to the downside, right? Even if I can just zoom in, you guys can clearly see that we did have beautiful candlesticks, the dojis and stuff like that, right? So now that we have a clear picture on the monthly time frame, we can now scale down to the lower time frames, right? Let's go to the weekly. Start my trend line from this point, drag it all the way to that point, right? So remember, on the higher time frame, on the monthly time frame, we are in a bearish trend, right? So that means that we will be only looking for selling opportunities, right? So I'm just gonna place my zone here like so, and I'll be expecting price to continue moving to the downside and possibly give us that breakout and a retest and continue selling, right? So for the entire month of August, this is what I'll be expecting, right? I'll be expecting Euro USD to continue moving to the downside. We also have a zone here. I'm just gonna start it from this point. Just like that. And now we can scale down to the lower time frame, which is the daily, and we have to focus on the current market price. So right now we are not sure if price wants to come back and create another touch. As you guys can see, we do have this touch and this touch as well. So we are not sure if price wants to continue buying to the upside just to give us another touch here to create like a triple top and continue moving to the downside. So we don't know, but we just have to wait and see what the market will do, right? So just to keep my charts clean, I'm just gonna delete this zone and draw like a new one. I'm gonna start it from this point and drag it all the way to this point. Alright, and also I'll delete this trend line at the top and fully focus on the current market price. As you guys can see on the current market price, we did have this downtrend. We had this high, we had this low and this high, and then the market came down and created a lower low and this lower high and another lower low. So now we'll be expecting the market to create a lower high, right, and continue moving to the downside, or possibly come back here to give us like another touch of the zone, of this resistance zone, and then start moving to the downside. So we don't know what's gonna happen, right? We just need to continue following a price. So now focusing on the current market price, I'm just gonna start my trend line from here and drag it all the way to this point. We do have a zone that has quite a lot of touches, right? So now we don't know if the market will just decide to buy until the zone and start moving to the downside, create like a fake out of this trend line and continue selling, right? We don't know. Or price might just break out and give us a retest and buy until the zone that we spoke about. So we don't know what's gonna happen, you guys. We just have to be on the lookout. All right, we just need to pay very, very close attention to what the market might do. So as you guys can see, we also have this falling wedge. But I'm not so certain about this falling wedge, right? So anyway, let's move down to the 4-hour time frame. So right now on the H4 time frame, you guys can see how we closed, right? We closed with this candlestick. So like I said, we are not sure if price will just reject from this point or might continue all the way to this zone and start selling, right? Because looking at the DXY, like I said, on the H4 time frame, we're also expecting it to continue selling we are also expecting it to continue selling all the way to this zone and also this trend line right? So looking at the space that it's left, it also aligns with the space that is left on the Euro USD as well, right? So yeah, so that's what I'm actually hoping for. I'm just hoping for the market to touch the zone and continue moving to the downside. All right, so that's all I have on Euro USD. Let's move on to Nasdaq. Now on Nasdaq, looking at the monthly time frame, like I've been saying you guys that I'll be expecting the market to come back to give us another touch, like a retest. I've been saying that I'll be waiting for the market to give us a retest around this area and continue moving to the upside. Even if you can go back to my videos, you will see that I've been saying this very same thing, right? So when I start my trend line from that point and drag it all the way to this point, you guys can clearly see that we also have this zone here around this area that fully aligns with the trend line, right? Remember, this is the monthly time frame, right? So yeah, this is what I've been waiting for, you guys. Like I said, you can also go back to my past videos and you will see that I've been preaching the very same thing. You know, I've been singing the very same song. So yeah, let's just scale down to the weekly time frame. As we all can see that Nasdaq is a bullish market, right? So yeah, moving on to the weekly time frame. I'm just gonna remove the trend line and I'm gonna put my level right there, sorry, and also here at the top I'm just gonna use the closes of the bodies of the candlesticks, right? So like I said, and like I've been saying, even when price was still around this area, I've been saying that I would love to see the market break below these lows and come back to give us a retest here and continue moving to the upside. So yeah guys, there's nothing much on the weekly. Let's just scale down to the daily. All right, so let me just go back to the candlestick chart. Now since we have broken below this level and it looks like price was already giving us a retest right around that area, let me just scale down to a lower time frame so that we can see everything more clearer, right? That this zone there is very important. Scaling down to the H4 time frame, you guys can clearly see that we were already experiencing some rejections around this area, right? Momentum started slowing down and we had this candlestick, and now because you know guys that the market likes creating gaps on Mondays, so we don't know what's going to happen, right? So it's better to just close off all your trades on Friday and start again on Monday. So even if I can place my trend line, I will just start it from this point and place it just like that. And let's see when I clone it, because I just want to focus on the current market price, guys. I don't want to start my trend line from a very far area, you know, from the past price. I just want to focus on the current price, which is there. So moving down to the 2 hour and the 1 hour time frame, yeah, this is what we currently have. Let's go to the H1, and this is how we're currently looking on the 1 hour time frame. This is how we're currently looking on the 1 hour time frame. Like I said, that we don't know if the market will just decide to gap above or gap below, right? So yeah, but honestly, I would personally wait for price to come back around this area. Give me the candlestick that I always look out for and continue moving to the downside. So this is what I'm currently expecting on Nasdaq, all the way to this zone there. So yeah guys, that's all for the market breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm wishing you guys a profitable week ahead. I hope we will all make money. I hope we'll all withdraw from the market. And yeah guys, if you've watched this video till this far, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and also drop me a comment. And don't forget to click that notification bell for you to get notified every time I upload a new video, right? And I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.